Let's go. Welcome back to another episode of 501 Tacos. I am your host, Taco Le Artis, history's spiciest podcaster and the best voice in podcasting. Here today again with my part-time co-host, Rev Butler. We gotta call him Reverend Butler. He is back in the bathrobe. Hair is actually braided up. Looks like he's got the goddess lock going on. Ladies get like him. So Rev, I know. Sorry, I know a little bit about something. Actually, my new barber got me together. I don't think I had the haircut this clean in I don't know how long, but I've been kind of acting different. I brag different a little bit right now. But he's actually hooked me up with someone to do my retwist soon. So, Rev, before we jump in, I want to make sure I apologize. Make sure that the viewers do hear this. I did not mean to transition so aggressively last week. It was just I know we were on time constraint and not an excuse, but I'm gonna make sure to be more mindful of that. Kind of built in some more authentic or organic transition. So I want to make sure that I did apologize for that. Keep me humble. Well, actually, no. Humble is a poor man's strength. But anyway, I appreciate that. Yes.
Humble is a poor man's strength?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've been saying that for a while. And if you want, we can dive into that along with the
let's touch on that. What does that mean? I've never heard that before.
So
humble is a poor man's strength. Is that what you said?
Yeah. When somebody first told me they don't believe in being humble or humility, first I was like, well, no, you're supposed to be. But when I sat back and thought about it, I was like, well, no, I got natural confidence. And I know we discussed this, so I'm going to try to cliff note it. I just an organic, authentic confidence. And someone said to me recently when we kind of came up with the unicorn eulogy, or not eulogy, analogy. Yeah, analogy. Burying unicorns right now. The analogy for unicorns is that a confident person can spot fake confidence. So for me, my ego is not a blue check. My ego is not how many followers I got. It is not, somebody gassing me up because I know myself better than other people. The humble as a poor man's drink is more like life gonna humble you regardless. So I am humble enough to admit my mistakes, my faults, my, whatever. But I'm confident enough to do that and then get back up and go get it. And most people, like when they tell you, like, oh, you need to be more humble. Well, no, you want me to bring my confidence down to your level or below it so you can feel more powerful and in control. I'm not doing that. So life gonna humble you. Everybody eat the piece of humble pie. I've done it for more times than I can count, which is why I tell people I'm feeling my way up. But yeah, humble is a poor man's drink, So I would say keep me honest. But I don't go out my way too often to ask my peers to keep me humble versus like, unless I need to be checked. I'll do that. Shout out to my guy, Rob Stallion. That's one of my main people I go to for checking me when I need to make sure like I'm not tripping too much. So yeah, that's just my Sunday thought piece.
Okay, it's an interesting thought piece.
Yeah, I tell people like work on your confidence, build your confidence. Kind of go back to our conversation last week, and this might be a great transition. With everybody doesn't have that killer instinct, so you either got it or you don't. I'm saying with confidence, but everybody has a gift. I just tell people to build your confidence because stupidity is literally just being too scared to try or to think outside the box or whatever. So. Work on your confidence, be confident in what you can do, be confident, and that that there are some things you can't do, but work on them. That's just going back to the CliftonStrengths people. Competition is my number 3. It was number 4. I had to retake the test because I know my competition was top 3. So
I grabbed the book. I was like, I need to dive into it because I was looking for the list, like just to run through, but I was doing a halfway scan while I was folding clothes and all that kind of stuff. But the strength thing is serious.
This is my Bible almost. I keep it with me. And it was interesting. If I can take a little bit of time before I ask your thoughts on Doc and Pop stepping down, and now I'm just seeing that Halliburton might be teaming up with Wemby and the Spurs. So, but if I could take a little bit of your time, I actually am very proud of my CliftonStrengths, especially my top 5 and top 10 sequence, because it just means I'm a natural leader and a strategist, and I lead with strategic thinking. But when I found out that my command was, my number one strength, and that was because my career coach, shout out Pam Sword, um, had me retest you like, yeah, like I'm looking at yours, I'm seeing these, but I feel like there's something that we're not. And she and my guy Smitty told me something. Just be very honest with yourself about what you see and how you feel, and. So when I found out command was my number one, that's the rarest Clifton strength. I think at the last data polling I saw, it's like 5% of people in the world have natural command. So, finding out my sequences helped me really excel in my career a bit more. I think it's personally, I think it's a more fluid way of thinking versus the MBTI. Like, not saying MBTI is incorrect, but there are some people that take the test and they say that they can manipulate it. One of the CliftonStrengths coaches at my university where I'm getting my MBA says she knows how to uh, manipulate the MBTI test. So
Well, I
thank
mean,
you.
that's just a level of honesty of self-reflection and honesty if you're trying to manipulate it for a particular reason. I mean, the Clifton strengths, because there's so many of them, there are 34 themes and ideas for action. 34. So you can dig deeper with Clifton strengths than you can with MBTI because you have those four that come out. Well, the combination of the four, like the 16 personalities. So there's different ways to come out, but Clifton Strengths is it's a different way of looking at a situation. So I mean, the more you do, I mean, you go do a disc analysis, a disc, and I can disc. A disc is the directiveness into it, whatever it is. They're all kind of different. You got true colors. You got the man, we can go all day. The ones that are most popular for me,
Strong interest, I think, is the one.
MBTI, Clifton Strengths, and DISC.
Yeah.
And a lot of coaching programs go through and use one of those two, so you can kind of narrow it down. So it's just it's really a matter of preference. But
Yeah.
anyone you go after is going to help you, get some better emotional intelligence, self-realization, understanding who you are. All of it is worthwhile, but everybody's going to have their favorite for one reason or another. But I mean, I say go for it. Find out what it is. I mean, and if you value it, I mean, you value the fact that command is one of your strengths. So go to it.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that, and let me also say that I'm grateful that you went and picked up the book because you were so interested in what I had to say. But for me, command is a bit of a gift and a curse, and it's kind of like the story of my life with some things. But um, command is just a natural authority that a lot of people seem to shrink from. Again, people don't have confidence, don't understand confidence, but you know, on the flip side, my guy Smitty, I think Wu was in his top 5.
Yeah,
Wu is literally my number
Who
4.
was that it factor?
Wu, I mean, Smitty is literally like you go to Smitty to boost your spirit. You want somebody that's gonna keep it real with you, but he also gonna hype you up. But that's and when I was working with my coaches and some analyses, they're like, you either want a business partner. They got Wu said, if you come with the authority, and not to say that I don't have the empathy, because for later and individualization are my 4 and 5. So it's command, futuristic, competition, relator, and individualization. So I know how to keep my pieces, and I understand people. Like, I see the big picture. I see you as a person, and so I know how to work with your strengths. It's just that I come off so authoritative or confident that some people are like, "Oh, this person's trying to
Well,
dominate."
that's the woo factor where you can adjust those things and kind of
And,
tone and mix it
yeah,
in to be
yes,
more a
yeah,
magnet and a connector. So I mean, it's just a matter of how you use the information that you get. I mean,
yeah. So
coaching is valuable. So
yeah,
as you get that information, continue working with professionals
Yeah.
that can help you guide. It's like dynamite. It has its purpose. It's dangerous. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to, be around it. But if you know how to use it and you know, it has its purpose. And it
Yeah.
has its purpose for good. I mean, uh, there's an altruistic end to all this information that's put out. It's meant for good.
Yeah.
And
And,
people are using it in that way.
yeah, definitely. And that's what I was kind of getting at. Smitty's the type of person, if Smitty's making good money like you. He's one of the first people to kind of really help me when I was drowning, but he also was one of the first people to help me realize like my ambition and how it intimidates certain people, especially Oompa Loompas in leadership at a previous employer. But at the same time, Smitty's like that person he coached. He got to But at the same time, you having a man to man talk, Smitty gonna tell you like, hey, I ain't got time to pussyfoot about this right now. It's like talk that shit, King. So so yes, again, there is an ultimate end to it. Same thing with like business and romantic. Like someone told me, like you want a woman that either got strong empathy or strong woo, and I was like, well, I definitely need that because my woo is like very bottom, but my empathy is mid tier. I got positivity is like number 12, focus is 11, belief, self assurance. Uh, I think my 9 is arranger, 8 is developer, 10 is
Why
strategic.
why do you know these by heart?
Oh, because I'm working to be a CliftonStrengths coach as well, and it just me. I like to understand how everything works together. That's kind of like the strategic and the arranger. So, you know, 6 and 7 are ideation and input or something, but I get information to get ideas and save it for later time. But again, it is like I have a lot of self assurance too, which basically is just I know myself. So again, this is actually something that it really did fascinate me and something I'm very highly um, invested in. But yeah, I appreciate you picking up the book and looking into it. Since we both coach, we can transition into coaching. But did you want to kind of go with my suggestion and hop out and pop back in to help with the editing
Let's
process?
just go
Because
through that. I mean, that's some hot topics. Like I said, a lot of it was unique, but let's dive into it.
yeah, well, I mean, appreciate that. I want to touch on Pop stepping down as the head coach. Pop is the GOAT coach to me, along with Phil Jackson. I think they both got a case for it, but Pop has a longer and stronger body of work. And then we got your guy Doc Rivers, and I'm not the hugest Doc Rivers fan, but I will actually play devil's advocate for him a bit in this next segment. So I'm gonna pop out, and then I'm gonna just hit stop. Actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna stop, and then let's see how it does if I just hit record again.